Hey tubers, Bard coming at you. Sipping on a little champagne there. Saturday, mail day. Went to a hockey game today. CAPS Caps. Lost to the Red Wings. A little unfortunate. And then a little extra unfortunate because I spent a bunch of money on the tickets and got us pretty close. Just because you got to treat the family every once in a while. I usually sit up high in the middle, and then that way I can easily get five seats in a row, and then everybody can see everything. So even if you're not close, you can see everything. But I went for a corner on the side where they would be coming towards us 2 periods out of 3, and we were only about 10 or so rows back, so that was pretty sweet. Kids dug it, but Red Wings kicked our ass. Would have been cooler to win, but it was still pretty exciting. So I had a good time. So that was the kickoff kind of to our holidays. As far as the mail day goes, first thing is 'tis the season. Mike Ivy blessed me with a holiday care package here. I'll try to show some random highlights and things, as he always sends a huge pile of things. I already separated one thing I thought was pretty cool. I'm a University of Maryland alum, and he sent me this. I mean, it's got to be like a vintage glass, which is really sweet. I'm gonna take that to my office, put it on my desk. Old school emblem and everything like that. So real appreciative of that. That is a cool find, Mike. And then we got some local DC slabs for basketball and the Wizards. Rui Hachimura. We got a whole host of top loaders here, a mix of Nationals, Wizards. Real excited about this one. That one's gonna go to magnetic and in a display somewhere. Got some caps in there. Got some Rice, some Steve Young, some old school Rice, Peyton Manning, another old school Rice. That's 97 right there for that insert. And then some grab bags here of Rice and things, and some 49ers. There's even some 1991 Topps Desert Storm cards in here, and some mix of gold medallions right there. Always sucker for ultra gold medallions, and some baseball, and some more basketball there. A couple of wax packs wrappers. I still don't know why, but I collect them a little bit. I got a nice pile of them. I don't know, maybe I'll run into an artist someday that will do something with them or whatever. I just think they're pretty cool. Check these out. These are not overly common. These are 1975 Fleer. These are in good condition too. It's looking good, and those are our 4 big early days Hall of Famers. And so, Mike, my man, much appreciated for the care package. A big one as usual with all kinds of goodies in there. I still got to go through a bit of that because I didn't get to see everything there, but that is pretty cool. And you know, 'tis the season of giving, and Mike is doing so much appreciated, my good man. Pickups wise, we'll go. I got 2 raws here. This one just came in today, and it is a 1998 SP Authentic Sign of the Times hockey card. I don't know why the guy wrote all over the thing, but he wrote what it is. Sergei Gonchar, but this is the gold out of 55. And it looked pretty good when I was buying it. Not that I really want a slabbed one of these, but sometimes when they look so nice, you get a little excited anyway if you're a grader of sorts. And this one, no chipping, no nothing, whatever. But if you look at the back, there is a bent corner where it's coming towards you. Not visible from the front, but you can see it just ever so slightly. But I think if I ever get a couple of hockey cards that represent a collection well, I have a fair number of football. I think at some point I'm going to send a PSA submission in of autographs where it's just, I want it authentic. But, you know, the actual, validate that the card is the card, and then put authentic on it as far as the card and the auto. I have a pile of those. There's cards where I would love to preserve them, like the card. I'd love to say that it is a real thing and all that other stuff, but I don't need the auto grade. I don't necessarily need a card grade. And so I think I'm going to add that one to the pile, but I need some more caps ones to be complementary pieces to that. And then I picked up this, I got to give it a closer screen on the surface, but edges and borders and things like that aren't too bad. This is out of 50. This is a longevity 1998 Donruss Leaf Rookies and Stars, the longevity version out of 50 for Bryant Young, our Hall of Famer. And then slabs galore. These slabs, every time I get a pile of them, they represent at least 5 weeks of purchases or something, because it just sometimes it takes so long for them to get them. Some of them I just bought, and some of them they get routed through Kingdom Come before they get back to you through authentication and stuff like that. But always chipping away at the Hall of Fame set for baseball. All of them, the post-war, the restricted, and the first ballot. This one, mostly I just picked up because of the post-war, because I'm focusing on that a little bit more. Every once in a while I pick one up that's in the older ones, right? But mostly post-war. But there's your Richie Allen in a nice 6.5 from 64 of the Phillies. Shout out to my man Ray. Isaac Bruce, that's a Hall of Fame rookie card, but also in the 100 touchdown set. I was going through sets recently and realized I was not too far off from being pretty well seated in that set, and I only had a couple of easy pickups to make, so I did that. PSA has a bunch of, about 3 cards that they need to add to that set, and they are just so lackluster sometimes at doing that, or pretty much always. They will add a spec number for a card that already exists in the sets really fast. If like you get a card and you're trying to get it to add to that set, for whatever reason, you know, it's this card and it's not acknowledged by the set, you know, you just need that spec number recognized. They do that sometimes, you know, the same day and everything, within an hour or two. But to get an add in a card to a set, even though it completely qualifies, it's already the predominant rookie card of that player, etc. There's a whole lot of sets that I've got years of waiting there. 48 leaf Bob Waterfield pickup, PSA 5, nice color, full borders. I don't try to go too high a grade on these. If you remember, there was a whole lot of grading scandal on these with trimming of cards because they didn't all come the same size back in the day. So what I look for is just big borders. You like centered, but I like the more borders the better. And then for the card itself, I just try to get to see it filling in the space of the slab as much as possible for these 48s. You'll see a good number of them that are graded and everything, but there's like a, you know, a decent sized gap that's clearly noticeable to the eye of, you know, 1/8 of an inch or so. In some of them, and I just do not like that, so I avoid those like the plague. So nice Bob Waterfield PSA 5 48 leaf. Back to baseball. This is a 63 Topps rookie stars of Pedro Oliva here, but Tony Oliva. PSA 6. Good looking card there. Nice centering left, right, and top bottom. So strong color on that. Another football one here. These ones, because they don't come up too often, the 48 Bowmans. There's 3 of them that belong in the set. How they picked them versus the Leafs. This guy doesn't have a 48 leaf anyway, but 48 Bowman. The other 2 guys do have Leafs, but 3 of them, for whatever reason, were picked as the Bowman ones. But the Alex Wojciechowicz, that's not necessarily how you would first try to pronounce that last name, but that's what it is. Well, that's how it's pronounced by everybody else that I've ever met with that last name, which is a couple people. I don't know how specifically he pronounced it, but that's a nice PSA 6 of 48, and it was very properly priced. Normally, they try to gouge you for 3s and 4s, and this 6 was cheaper than a whole lot of those listed, so I scooped that sucker up with the quickness. We've got a Nelly Fox PSA 5 from 51. Good looking card there. Oh, one more raw stuck in that pile. I actually love these Donruss all-pro, action all-pros. What sucks is there's no variants because these are super common and cheap. So I've been looking. There's a Bosa as well, and I think that it might just be Kittle and Bosa, or Kittle and Warner. I'd love to get one of these slabbed in 10, but it's a complete loss if you don't get the 10. But I really like the design of these. But I wish there were inserts where I could have grabbed like a gold version or something like that. That would have looked amazing. Some of them have auto versions, but not all. But that's a good looking card. Pick this up. This one did take a while to get to me. The Josh Allen from Prism PSA 10. I got this just before he broke the rushing record all time. He had it tied at 75, and then he went past it at 76. I think he had one more since then. But in 8 seasons, he's already got like 77, 78 rushing touchdowns. Think about that for a second. We still got a couple games. He might hit 80 in 8 seasons, so 10 a year. So you're telling me that we could have this quarterback, hopefully he wins a big game or two because, I'm a fan, not necessarily a Bills fan, but I'd root for him if he was the one that took the trophy home. But if we have a guy that's won a Super Bowl, he puts up big numbers. So he could easily pass for 40,000 plus yards in his career and has 100 rushing touchdowns. That's pretty remarkable. Those statistics and that lore is going to live on in football legacy for a long time. So I thought that was a must pick up there. And then I'm gonna go. I think this was the NFL 100th anniversary set that this belonged to. Obviously a Hall of Fame rookie as well, but Bobby Bell 64 tops PSA 7. So a smattering of pretty solid pickups to fill up sets and everything like that. Really happy with those. Got some nice ones on the way because I sent in a huge consignment. It was kind of 2 or 3 consignments in one, but I was lazy to send them in. But finally packaged them up, and they did much better than I thought. So before I even got that payout, I went on a shopping spree. Got a little excited. Money burning a hole in the pocket type of thing. But really excited what that afforded me the opportunity to do, literally. So should see some cool stuff on the way. Yeah, so until next time, I'm on a stream with a couple fellas tonight. Justin Vintage Football 52 Lefty Grove cards and Lefty Groveland cards, and my buddy Jason Busquet. So should see us on a stream if you're watching this and you're around later tonight around 8 p.m. Eastern time. Till then, later.